Live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z, and we are Hoffed today. I mean,
Hoff beef, baby.
Look at Hoff beef at
Look
its
at
best.
this. So I wore this on my birthday.
Yep.
I got these, sent these to
Your birthday and the nation's.
and the which I mean, could there be a better hat?
Better hat? Nope.
No.
Nope.
Everywhere, everybody wanted them. There are only 25 on the planet. We have 3 of them.
It's amazing.
So by my calculations, 1 out of 8 would be 12.5%. But we're we're in the 12% range of
That's
all
right.
Hoff
Yeah.
beef hats on planet Earth right now.
Yeah.
Which feels good. But I shot a great round. I was in the 60s in this hat. It was a great way to start my birthday. Wore it all day to the pool, everywhere, comments everywhere. I mean, it's a beaut. It's an absolute beaut. And the Hoff just recently had, I think, one of maybe the fellow coaches from his Munich Ravens team or friends that they made in Munich come out to the farm, and they had some Hoff Wagyu, some Hoff beef. He sent the cutlery set. I used that last night.
The cutlery set is
unbelievable.
fantastic.
It's
He's
fantastic.
just doing everything right. He's doing everything that you want.
It's all Hall of Fame level.
What I think is really cool here is when you type Hoff beef into Google. That's
right.
It pops right up.
Of course.
6 Springs Farm Hall of Fame beef.
That's right.
Away you go. Meat bundles. Let's see what the Hoff can
It's all sold out right now. Bob's got to
Hoff. We got to get these cows going, baby. I can't even get a meat stick.
Can't get a meat. No, it's all sold out because that's the demand.
There's
I would
a
tell
steak
people
sandwich box. That's sold out too. Flavors of Wisconsin.
I think you can get the knives, which I would recommend.
Summer sausage sample pack. I love a summer sausage.
That knife set is one of the best sets of knives.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I've gotten in quite a while. I told them.
And I'll tell you the chef's knife is it is not to be trifled with.
No.
It is incredibly sharp.
Yep.
And it is I think it's a great carver. Like last night I did flankers, and oh baby, that thing carves those things like a hot knife through butter.
Let's go.
Hoff beef.
Where
is the Hoff? We need to hang out with the Hoff.
So it's pretty crazy how his son must be into lacrosse in a big way, his son Jack, and because I saw on his Instagram last night. Now I am in this lacrosse world.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
once you're all in, and other luminaries around here are as well.
Oh man.
And so he had Trevor Baptiste, who's probably the best lacrosse player on the planet right now. He's the face-off guy for the New York Atlas. He had him FaceTime his kid on how to take face-off. So I'm flying through, and I'm like, wait, what is Baptiste doing on
the fact
Hoff's
that you know who that is amazing.
But the reason I do is because my kids. I know that, but I couldn't tell you. The guy who won the home run contest last night, the only reason I've heard of him is because he played baseball at Florida
Was his
State.
name like Cal Dingles?
I could have said it until you said that. Cal Raleigh, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Raleigh.
But the other guys.
He's a catcher. That's the only reason why I know.
And he's apparently Johnny Bench in terms of the year he's having. Based on the other names, I did not know. The only other one I knew was Byron Buxton, because I remember he went really high in the draft from Minnesota. I didn't even hear of the rest of them. I didn't know any of the other guys. And none of my kids said anything about it, but I can tell you Trevor Baptiste is. So that's what happens.
Is it like when McGuire was at Fenway hitting?
Maybe it is to some people.
No.
I don't know.
I didn't even listen. I like the home run derby, all of that. I didn't even know it was happening. Yes, I had no idea it was MLB All-Star Weekend. Zero clue.
The only reason I knew it is because it's SEC Media Week, and they always go this week because they can steal headlines. So they're always pretty savvy. So they always do their media days this week, so they can kind of steal headlines. But yeah, the home run derby was last night, and I looked at the guys in it. I didn't watch it. I looked at it this morning. The Raleigh guy I'd heard of. Nobody else.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of him. Like, that's how far it slipped for me.
Yeah.
All-Star games tonight. Quan is in for the guards, but is Quan going to be a guard by the end of the month?
I guess the sad thing for me, Gibbon,
They're gonna trade him?
is I don't care. I don't follow baseball enough anymore. I don't know how. I know how it's happened. I get the various things that led to it. But for a guy who, and we've talked about this before.
How's Mike Greenwell playing this year? Rob Deere? Pete Incaviglia? Is Pete Incaviglia having a big season? Dave Kingman?
Mike Greenwell wanted to take on Wade Boggs in terms of how much alcohol one could consume. I was around Mike Greenwell. It was pretty impressive.
He could get it done.
Dude, he had a great Costicos or Costicos brothers with the Green Monster, and it was like him in front of like a Green Monster.
Mike Greenwell, Ellis Burks. Burks,
Ellis
by the way,
Burks was
lives
a-
in Cleveland.
Ellis Burks, yeah, he was an Indian.
Yeah, but he's still here. He resides here now.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, it is pretty good.
Yeah.
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 It says Gator Tough, so he must have played at Florida.
Interesting. Thought I had one. Maybe it was a baseball. Maybe it was a card. Maybe he had a Green Monster card. Back when I was going,
Yeah.
I remember going to the old Moscone Center in San Francisco for the big card show.
Yeah.
Man, those things were sweet. What happened to a card show we were at? We were at a card show like last year. It was great. Walking around.
That was nice. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I believe it was actually draft weekend this year. They wanted us to come back. And
Oh,
I
and it was the week of the
I
draft.
think it's actually the draft, and
Probably.
we have picks. So
Probably not a good
I
time,
don't think-
boys.
yeah, they were actually. It was highly successful again because I had friends who went. But
Yeah. I think but there's kids. Are you baseball guy, Brock? Young Brock? Are you a baseball guy or so? Okay. Some of the guys I do morning with, they're all over it. They're all jacked up about the baseball. So it just, it's fine. Just not what it used to be for me. Top 100 player rankings, NFL.com. They've done 71 through 100 so far. Number 82, our guy, Jerry Jeudy.
We had a great season last year. Put him on our all-century team. A one-year wonder. Career year. The people around the league have a great deal of respect for him in terms of, his ability to get open, and had some monster games last year. Now you want to see him continue that for the Cleveland Browns. But, yeah, big-time season last year. Miles, of course, is going to be near the top, rightfully so. There was something I saw on the Hoff's Instagram where let's see if I can find it. By the way, has Mind Enterprises clicked for you yet? Just as a quick aside.
This is your buddy, the
He's
Italian gentleman?
Yeah, Roberto.
Yeah.
That guy's unbelievable.
I mean, I thought I liked it.
great.
But I'm not like chewing through the content.
Oh man, I'm
I
chewing.
I did find him entertaining.
So they released NFL Daily's 25 players for the last 25 years, like in order, ranked, which we could go through and have fun with that. But the Browns actually have two. Joe Thomas is number 12, and Myles Garrett is number 20.
That's best players of the last 25 years. Mm-hmm. That's a nice job of respect right there on the
Here,
Hawk.
I'll take a
That's very
screenshot
good.
of this, and we can do that. We can get a seg out of this and try to guess the 25. I only know Joe, and I think some of the others will be able to figure out pretty easily. But
Yeah.
I know Joe and where they reside on that list, and I guess
Yeah.
I know number one, but so do you.
So does everybody.
So does everybody.
Feels like that would be the case.
Um,
One thing that have found interesting with some of these is, I saw one this morning actually. I don't remember where it was from, but that had, it was the best. Was it the best players? No, it was best players of the first 25 years. That actually might be kind of similar to what you're talking about. You may have just seen the full list and I hadn't, but it was the top of it, and it was Brady, Mahomes, Manning. So that move in some circles has been made for Mahomes to now be ahead of Manning on that list.
That would be the three. On this
Yeah,
list.
is that
maybe
so? Maybe it's the
full-
same
full
list. Yeah, so that's what I saw was those three, and I do think it's interesting that Mahomes has the 3 Super Bowls already.
Yep.
But I don't know that's I think Manning, for me, I would probably still have Manning 2. Mahomes the last couple of years has slipped from what he was,
from a statistical
couple years
force of
ago.
nature. Yes.
but they just win all. He's just clutch all the time, which is kind of a crazy thing.
His shortest season still ended in the AFC Championship game.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
I'm with
It's hard though.
I
to,
still
like,
think Peyton Manning
historically-
is the greatest regular season quarterback of all time.
Yes. Yeah.
He
Not
just,
particularly close, really.
no, not particularly close at all, I would say.
No. But he does have postseason blow-ups that Mahomes doesn't have. I mean, Mahomes was not particularly great in the Super Bowl loss to the Bucks and got battered last year by Philly.
Yep.
But even in the loss to Cincinnati, he was pretty dang good.
Yep.
In that postseason. His only other loss is to Brady and the Patriots in year 1 as a starter, I think.
Yep.
That's it. So it's 2 Brady losses and a Burrow. That's it.
That's it.
And then Hurts last year. So those are the 4 times he's lost in the postseason. Yeah, he's just and I saw that ESPN executive list, they had him as the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. Now, statistically, most people would say, obviously, it's Allen and Lamar are the top 2, and maybe Burrow's right below him. But really, when it comes down to it, if you have one drive and one quarterback to execute that drive, you're going to take Mahomes.
Of course. I mean, he's off of where he was every year, like 5,050, 4,738, 4,837, 5,250, and 41. I mean, we're calling it a down year, and obviously they played a different style of football. He goes 15-1, which is the best regular season record yet. Throws for 4,000 yards, 67.5 completion percentage, career high, 26 touchdowns, 11 picks. He's pretty sensational. I mean, he's been in the top of the MVP voting basically every year that he's been in the league. Peyton Manning was a force. Interesting for Mahomes, he's a 2-time first-team All-Pro. Peyton Manning was a 7-time first-team All-Pro. 7 times.
Yeah, he's the most
The sheriff.
at quarterback by far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and there were pretty darn good players that were playing at the same time as
For sure. I mean,
As
it's
Peyton Manning.
Favre into Rodgers. It's all of Brady. It's Roethlisberger. It's loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was here
Breeze.
yesterday. Did I see? Yeah, right. Breeze. He was here yesterday. Somebody said he was here yesterday, Peyton Manning. Not here in the building, but here
In
taping
Cleveland?
something. Yeah. It was, I'm sure it's probably that Peyton's Paces thing. I want to
Maybe.
say like Golick was there. Bob Golick was there with maybe James Harrison.
That's where they were like, where Peyton was a cab driver?
Oh, is that old?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's an old one then.
Yes.
Okay, because I saw the two of them, and it was like
Yeah.
Manning's in Cleveland, and,
Bernie
I hadn't
was
seen
in
it
it.
before.
Bernie was with them.
In the images I saw, it was just Peyton with Golick and I think Harrison
Okay.
were the two guys that were there. Was the image that I saw.
So
but
that
maybe
is
that's from a couple
dated
years ago
May 27th, the one I'm looking at.
of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a couple months ago. How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Memorial Day, right around Memorial Day. Maybe.
it could have been. Yeah,
Having fun.
I would not
gallivanting.
have had his. Speaking of Manning, I think most of us assumed that he would get into ownership and get into running an NFL team, and he has shown no interest in that. I mean, he really likes the entertainment thing. He loves.
Well,
he's good at it.
Pardon
Unlike his
me,
brother.
but aren't you able to just do both?
Yeah, but it feels like he doesn't.
And I'm kidding.
You know?
You shouldn't be able to do both,
Yeah,
but it feels like you can do both.
yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
But I just most people thought that he would either go into a network broadcast booth, or that he would go into ownership and run a team, and the way Elway did. And he hasn't. He does Manning cast. He kind of just does what he wants at this point. Plays a
Yep.
lot of celebrity golf. Seems like he lives a pretty fulfilled life. There for his kids, like he's living it's a hell of a time.
Speaking of celebrity golf, how did the Miz do this past weekend?
Unfortunately, rough.
I saw Chuck chip in.
Rough. Charles
not
Barkley.
chip
Drop
in,
a
like-
bomb in
yeah.
the crowd.
Charles Barkley.
He did, yeah.
Called himself a fat
did.
something.
Charles Barkley had his ATL on the first round. Played out of his mind on the first round. Charles Barkley this year is his best finish ever. Finished 69th. There are 90 competitors. He finished 69th with a negative 17. By far his best finish ever. The Miz clocked in at 85th out of 90.
Barkley beat the Miz.
Barkley beat the Miz.
He's been spending a lot of time.
Training. He's got a golf channel. He shot, and they limit you to double bogey, like they cap
Oh, you
at
can't. Once you get a 7 on a 5, get out.
Done.
Go on to the next.
Yeah, and he shot
I like that.
96, 99, 97. He only made 4 pars in 3 rounds.
Are they playing tips?
No, they're set par 72, 6,700, and it's set up
Nicely for them.
gettable. Yes.
What do
very
you, as
gettable.
his closest friend, who's a great golfer? What do you say about this?
Shocking, honestly. He's put in a lot of time
Yeah.
and had like teachers and taken a lot of lessons, and it may have been his worst set of scores in the event in 4 years. I know the 99 was his highest that he shot ever. So honestly, very surprising.
Who won it on the athlete side?
Joe
Athlete
Pavelski, who was a hockey player.
Yeah, played for
He
the
was
San Jose
first.
Sharks.
Smoltz was second. The country music singer Jake Owen third. Taylor Twellman, the soccer commentator and soccer player, fourth. Steph was fifth. Mark Mulder sixth. Annika Sorenstam seventh. Romo eighth. Marty Fish
Good.
ninth, and then the actor Michael Pena 10th.
Oh, sure, Narcos
From
Mexico.
Narcos Mexico.
Yeah,
Solid. Then right
Wow.
behind them, you had Thielen and Matt Ryan tied for 11th. Kevin Millar 13th, Austin Reeves 13th, Aaron Rodgers 15th, Jack Wagner 16th, Alex Caruso 17th, Derek Lowe 18th, Joe Mauer 19th, and Hallie Ledbetter 20th.
Is it surprising to you that many that many guys beat Sorenstam?
Yeah, and
Isn't that wild?
It is wild.
Because it feels like as good as all of them are, and I'm sure obviously some of them hit it further than her.
she was the
clearly.
greatest women's player.
I wouldn't think that she would ever have a miss hit. I would assume
No,
that
she
would
did.
hit
Her
it.
putter wasn't great.
Oh, really?
I watched a lot of it.
Did you? And she
I
just-
like watching
yeah.
this event.
And you got Luke, so
Luke, Lucas.
little Zog, so you're like able to.
By the way,
take it in.
90 got it. We went in today for his checkup. 96th percentile in height.
Nice.
23 and a half inches now. His head's 15 and a half, which is like 63rd, and then weight he's gained. He's over 11 pounds now.
Heed
And he is like that's 73rd, but he's tall boy.
Let's go.
And he did good. He had some good smiles this morning. Smiled at the doctor. He was
That's
throwing
beautiful.
some charm out there. Yeah, he's doing
chip off the old block. What do you
doing-
expect? What do you
doing well.
expect? He's
Doing well.
not going to be charmed in spades. Come on.
By the way, my goal is to somehow, and I know that it'll never happen, but to get into this 90%.
You can
field.
get into the barstool thing. I don't think you're ever getting into that one.
I don't think in Barstool. I think I have a chance at.
That's what I said.
We're
I
in
think
contact with Riggs.
I think you could get in.
By the way,
good. I think you could get into that.
Yeah.
for sure. I think that that one would be
impossible.
at our
Apparently-
advanced age. I think that's a tough one.
So somebody was supposed to be in it. I'm going to give you one guess. There was a celebrity who was supposed to be in it,
Okay.
and he said, "I'm coming. I'll do everything. I'm taking a cart." That's the deal. And they were like, cool. And then like 2 days before, they're like, actually, they don't want you in a cart. And he said, to hell with you. I'm not coming. Who would take that kind of a stand that you know that would be, this is a huge miss on whoever made that decision should be fired?
Trump.
No.
I feel
No.
like he would take that stand.
This is somebody that you like. As soon as I say, you're like, this would be the person. Loves golf, known golf lover.
Gosh, the world is
One of our favorite people.
Larry
LD.
David.
Yes.
LD
LD,
wanted a cart and they said no.
supposedly.
Why
That's an
would you just
episode
not?
right there?
Done.
Whatever you want, dude. LD on this, playing in this, just to get him
Just mic'd up.
Yes. Insane.
And he's a pretty good stick.
Yes. So the first round, the Miz actually played with Rich Eisen,
Okay.
friend of the show. I would like to think we're friends of his show. And then my buddy, Don Weir, caddied for Eisen. He's Eisen's buddy. You've met
Oh, yeah,
Don,
yeah.
and you both
Yeah.
have met Don at the combine.
Yeah, right.
People.
Caddied for Eisen. So like he was with Miz the first day. Eisen unfortunately finished tied for 88th at a minus 60. So the thing when you hear these numbers, so Miz was minus 48.
Are you telling me that like I would beat these? Because like with a double bogey cap, I don't know. I feel like I
So
could shoot.
let's listen to this. This is how the scoring works. Frayne, yeah, baby, he likes
Frank
Huff beef.
wants. He likes
Yeah.
the Huff beef. Yeah,
Well, we can.
I'm sure Frank can.
He's got gear that I'd make a try. I have a better chance of restocking on a Huff beef head than I do of getting
Some of this gear that Frane's boys are walking around in.
the
around
Grayson
here.
baby blue.
Come on,
Stop.
come on.
So the way that the scoring works, it's modified Stableford.
All right.
So just get your head around this.
Okay.
The only way that you can have a negative score on a hole is to have a double bogey,
Okay.
and that's minus 2.
Okay.
Okay. Bogey is 0.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Par is 1 point to the positive.
Okay.
Birdies, I think, are 3 points to the positive. Eagles are 6 points to the positive. A double eagle, I think, is
No, I'm not making
8 or
I'm
10.
not
And a hole in one, you get 10.
Okay, I'm not making any of those
But-
last three, but I could be putting for birdie. I would think a little, and I think I mean, if you're capping it, at, I can't do worse than a double bogey. I would be if I couldn't make 90, I'd be like,
If you went out and shot 18 bogeys in a row for 3 days, your score would be 0. So when you think about it, shooting negative 48,
it's just a billion doubles.
so that's 24 doubles if everything else was a bogey.
yeah. And you're also saying,
But if you make par, so he made 4 pars, right? So that's 4 points to the positive. So he really had 26 doubles. Basically, half of his holes were doubles. The rest were
and you said
bogeys.
6,700 yards. Now you're playing in front of people, which is if the wheels come off when you're playing in front of people, that really sucks.
For sure.
So yeah,
That'd be tough.
yeah.
But I mean,
But I just feel like at some point if I would just hit a 5-iron off the tee and then just keep it in play. And
I'd pull Billy out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Here, Billy. Pick a
50,
club.
50,
Hit it down the
50
fairway
out
for
of the
him.
90 players finished positively.
yeah,
And 62 out of the 90 were within negative 10 or better. Vrabel was -8, Vince Carter -8, Kyle Juszczyk -8, Zach Levine -7, Emmitt Smith -6, Justin Gaethje.
don't know him.
I figured he might be a hockey guy.
Isn't that
Jason
what
Worth.
Stevie was in the second season of Eastbound and Down?
Gary Sheffield is -3, Chase Utley -3,
Fanta?
Wells -3, Fitzpatrick -1. It was fun. It's a fun watch, man. I will say this: this one shocked me. Bake, who was gregarious and was awesome,
Sucking
went
down
around,
beer,
sucking
doing
down
all
beer.
the stuff he does when he's at his best.
-36.
I mean, I've
I thought
seen
he was a
him
little better, but
swing.
he
I
shot,
thought,
he shot 91, 95, 94.
okay, so then I'm definitely because I don't think I would beat Bake.
I would
I mean,
think
I've
so.
seen him swing. Like he's pretty good. So maybe it's harder than. I mean, they must be doing. There's got to be. And there's
I
gotta be
feel like
trouble.
I'd have a chance to be.
Well, you're different though. I'm saying
Compete.
like, yeah, I think you'd be probably. I don't know. Like Smoltz is supposed to be a plus.
I think I'd
Like,
be.
are you better than Romo? You think?
I think I'd be top 20.
You better be better than Romo.
I think I'd be top 20. Romo just missed the U.S. Open qualifier.
Yeah,
Romo's
I
a
would say
serious
like,
golfer.
yeah, and he probably. I'm guessing he's playing 6 days. He's playing all the time. Like you know.
I think top 20.
Yeah.
By the way, so I mentioned earlier with the Riggs thing, reached out to him, got back to me because I really enjoy his hater series. So I'm not
Yeah.
a hater,
Yep.
but I think it would be fun, and got the Big L involved, and so
Okay.
maybe we're gonna do a 2-on-2 something. It's in right now. Where
So
there's been
you
some back and forth.
and the Big L
Yeah,
versus
Riggs and maybe
Pick
Frankie
one.
or Trent or
one of those guys. Nice. I like that. That would be very fun. Well, what does Riggs say his handicap is?
he's a 4.
I don't think that. I feel like you will.
That's why he has the hater series. So he plays dudes like he played some dude who was a 2,
Okay.
who came out to Wekopa, and Riggs smoked him. Now he also has shot high scores at Oakmont. He did a $25,000 match against some guy who was kind of a hater that he ended up shooting I think like 91 at Pasatiempo and lost. Like that's not in my bag.
No.
I'm not going to do that. But
No.
I mean, people can go low. I respect what he's doing. He does it all on camera.
Yeah. It's owning it.
Yeah. But I think that would be. I think
be
that
fun.
could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
so
a
we're
win.
we're working on it. We're at right now. Just so you know, it's being efforted.
Well, I like that. I like the idea of it being efforted.
Yeah.
Have you? I was at Tahoe. I was in Tahoe once as a small kid. Have you been there recently in your life?
I've been there multiple times in my life, but recently, no. I would love to go play that course though.
How would you describe it?
Tahoe,
Yeah.
mountains cascading with pine trees into a beautiful blue lake,
And it's
that
high
looks like an
elevation,
ocean.
right?
It's very high elevation. Yeah, it's over 6,000 feet. So like the ball flies,
Yeah.
so it plays even shorter than the
It
course
very
would.
much feels like where we just were in Coeur d'Alene. Like has a very similar, lake mountain feel to it.
Yeah.
I don't think Coeur d'Alene is at that elevation.
It looks a little bit to me like when we go out to Seattle
Uh-huh.
and you get those areas where there's the mountains and then the pines just kind of cascade into beautiful lakes. Like when
Yeah.
it's sunny in Seattle, and it's on the
Stunning,
outskirts.
yeah.
It's stunning. That's what Lake Tahoe looks like. But it's a big lake. It's on a grand scale. It's in 2 states for crying out loud.
And it's probably a very short. I'm guessing it's a July, August kind of only.
Probably
In terms of like if you want to be like Michael Corleone out on the boat.
yeah.
it's
I
a
think
very
I
short.
think you'd probably be right about that.
Yeah, short window into that.
My buddy Don had the greatest time ever. I mean, they were out there tubing and the boating during the day after the round. There's apparently a lot of good fun stuff that happens. It sounds like the greatest invite possible.
Okay, we have another uniform drop.
Yes.
Chargers added too.
No interest in the yellow. I don't mind as a one off the Navy. No interest in the yellow.
So
at
they
all.
went an all yellow.
Interestless.
Yeah,
in the
that
yellow.
doesn't look like them at all. I don't love the Navy because I didn't like that era with them, but their ownership loves it so much, and they wore it for a long time.
I like it as a one off
and
because
I think it's fine.
it still invokes like Ladanian,
Yeah, it looks
and
like
Antonio Gates,
Junior Seau.
Yeah, like so. I don't as a one off. I don't mind it at all. And quite frankly, and I know this might be unpopular, or you might say I couldn't agree more, get the yellow pants out of the catalog altogether.
I don't mind it here because this is what they wore with the Carolina blue top. and
That's
then
what they wore in the Fouts era.
No, that's more like Lance Allworth with the yellow pants. The Fouts
Really?
era was actually a royal blue.
It was a different blue, yes.
It was a royal,
yes.
though. So they used to have a royal blue one-off, and it looks like they got rid of that and replaced it either with this yellow one, which is yellow head to toe, or the navy one is the second shell. It's the navy shell.
Oh, yeah, so I see. He wears. There are some in the yellow pants, more white pants. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely yellow pants.
Yeah, they did wear those
I like
in the
them.
60s.
I do think the white pants are better.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I like
just
that
like-
look better, but I don't mind it because at least they wore it.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
all yellow thing looks it's
Terrible.
pretty crazy.
That's
pretty
terrible.
crazy. And then what was the other one that happened today? Oh, it was the
beautiful
Buccaneers
Bucks.
and the white. Yeah.
But that's just the home creamsicle. It's not like it's a new. We've seen it, just like we were talking about before. I think the home of the Broncos is epic. I think the home as well of even the Oilers, when they had the Oilers, I thought preferred the color Oilers. I mean, I guess these are the roads. So my mistake. The whites, the white Oilers is great because it just stuff pops so well.
Yeah, and I think it was what was jarring to me is you rarely saw it in the last 25 years when they worn the throwback. They always wear the creamsicle at home.
Yep.
They don't wear the road uniform.
Yeah, but it's
really
so
beautiful.
good.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
So good.
And this is the time, right? We saw this with the Commanders last week. You saw it with the Chargers today, the Bucks today, and then there's more coming here in the next week. You're going to start to see more
Yep.
of these. And I know, we've got one. Reportedly, there was one tomorrow in terms of a helmet, but we know these things are coming. So who knows?
All yellows are terrible.
That's not good. I mean, no,
It's
I don't.
awful.
I don't know. I don't think you need that. That seems like one of those things
Awful.
where you could just, looks like you've won with you want to bring back the Navy because it's near and dear to your particular the Spanos family. Fine.
That one, but I don't mind that. Like that's a good.
It looks like them at least.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I prefer their powder blues. You prefer the powder blues. I even like the Fouts here, but like that's a good looking uniform. You're talking Sayout, Ladanian,
Yeah.
Gates.
It always bugged me because they always had the powder blues and they wouldn't wear them out of
Correct.
just stubbornness.
Right.
And so they created this navy blue just because their family wanted a different shade of blue.
What's interesting though is even in their release video for these, the best got better again. The Chargers are showing all that, and they have one of the guy do the Ladanian, like the teacup
Yeah.
or whatever. They wore those navies with white pants.
They did.
So I don't know why they wouldn't just wear white pants with those.
I don't either. They like the monochrome look. They got
Yeah.
several of those that are out there. So
You like just like with ours though. We always think that we look better over the white pants or over the brown pants.
my favorite uniform we have is the all whites and then the brown over whites.
Yeah.
Those are my two
The
favorites.
navies are they're tough. The yellows are god awful.
It's brutal.
Total fail.
Those are your hot topics of the day, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Coming up next, we are going to rank the position groups we have the most confidence in to the least, or the most question marks on this roster in advance of camp, which will be here right before we know it. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Bringing his I'm the Problem tour to Huntington Bank Field on August 15th and 16th. The country sensations Miranda Lambert, Thomas Rhett, Ella Langley there as well. Tickets on sale now at huntingtonbankfield.com/Morgan Wallen. Don't miss out on this must-see summer show. That is a good one. All right, the task here is 1 through 12, rank our position groups least questions to most. Least questions to most.
So is number 1 least questions, or is number 1 most?
Number
questions?
1 is no questions, right?
Yes.
Number 1 is best. Least questions about.
Okay.
Going into this season, I have the least questions, I think, about our corners. As it stands, we haven't. Everyone's on the roster.
All right. I'm going to say I have the fewest questions about our defensive ends.
Okay. I would go DNs too.
When you say 12, we're breaking it down like
Sounds like he's got special teams units, interior offensive line, tackles, defensive ends, D tackles, linebackers, corners, safeties,
It's all
tight
written
ends,
out there for
receivers,
you.
running backs, corners, quarterbacks.
All right. I'm going to say second, then I would say interior offensive line. I mean, at least the starters, we know it's Bitonio, Posick, and Teller.
Yeah,
That's
only
pretty
reason I
good.
have corners and DNs higher is just age-wise.
Uh-huh.
You're getting some age on that, but that interior, as it stands right now, would definitely be a top 3 for me. Interior O-line.
And I'm fine with corners. Funny, I would have said 3 days ago, I would have had running backs up here pretty high.
Yep.
But I will not have that now.
Now it's a lot. Now you're splitting hair between
All right,
there's questions really everywhere here going forward. It might be easier to do this inverted.
Yeah, all right. Most questions,
Right.
quarterback.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
most
I
questions,
just gave you the
quarterback.
task, and if we need to
I like
modify,
it.
we
I like
can.
what you're doing.
QB's at 12.
QB's at 12.
Now, I agree with you, but I also I don't mind that room at all. Like
Agreed.
there are some,
Agreed,
I think, but
but-
yes, absolutely it has to be 12, but I also think that you're going to be in a better position at the position this year than you were last year for most of last year.
Agreed.
So, but yes, it has to be number 12. You know what might be well, let's keep building from the bottom up.
Number 11, I'm going to say wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean that's been kind of one of my themes all summer long. Is I just think you need. So
And
to
these
me,
are
it was
two positions that I would like to have be 1 and 2.
to me it was between wide receiver and safety. At the
Safety,
next spot,
though,
but I have Delpit.
Delpit, you've got Hickman, and then you
Yeah.
brought in some real veterans.
That's true. That's true.
Jenkins, DeMonte KZ. Like, you have, these are people,
Yeah,
these are veterans. Veterans.
yeah. Wide receiver, you are, and I've talked about this all summer. You have Judy, who had a career year, but has to now stack it, and then it's just question mark, question mark, question mark. Tillman, when he's healthy, he started to flash, but then missed the last 6 games.
Yep.
And you
And we didn't see him till the final day of minicamp.
right
OTAs,
So-
I didn't see him.
Yeah, I mean, I think wide receiver is the right one at 11 for sure. All right, 10.
Linebacker? Without JOK? You know, Hicks was
Hicks
banged
is
up
in the
last
mix.
year. You
Yeah.
drafted Schlesinger, but we haven't seen him yet.
Haven't seen him.
Can we make the argument about tackle?
So I think, like, with Conklin and DeWand, at least you kind of feel okay. It's coming quickly, I would say. But, like, I don't think right now you
These
could
are the
say-
team position groups you're talking about, right? You're talking about tackle,
Yep.
linebacker,
Yep.
and I think
Defensive tackle.
boy, that's such an investment in Graham. Like they shouldn't be that. And Mike Hall, like they shouldn't be
No, I'd put them. They'd probably be in the
pretty
top
closer
6.
to the middle, right?
Running back has to be here now. Safety.
Is tight end 4?
That's what I have 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think tight end's 4. That's a decent room. You got a Pro Bowler. Fannon's going to be a stud.
So
I think tight ends are 4.
I would maybe go. All right, that's what I would do probably. And then where's special teams?
Special teams. I mean, I think special teams has got to be pretty high on the list of concerned. I mean, Bjorkes is Bjorkes, but didn't go great for D-Hop. Brought in a kicker.
That's what I mean.
So that might be 9 or 10.
I put them 9. And if D-Hop plays like he did a few years ago, we've never had the return game locked down.
Never. No. Who do we have at
This
10?
is more. The reason it's 9 is really because of D-Hop season last year.
That's
sort
right.
of the only
if it
concern.
was the previous year, then
be-
they'd be top 4.
They'd be
Yeah.
totally.
Who's 10? Who did we decide at 10?
Linebacker.
LB. Yeah.
Then I'd probably go tackle.
Tackle at 8.
Yeah.
Do you feel better about, if there's no injury, Conklin and Dewan, or the veterans Hickman and Delpit? But you can't look at the problem is you can't look at Jack and Dewan and not think about the injuries.
No, but then
'cause
I
it's
just think
part of
about
it.
and then Cornelius Lucas. We haven't seen him as a Brown.
Yeah, and
then
injuries
it's
are just part of those two guys' lives.
pretty
Unfortunately, they have been.
Thin.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd probably go tackle.
tackle at 8.
Yeah, then safety at 7. Then running back at 6. And defensive tackle at 5. By the way, did we have that conversation about the pants on air or off air?
On air.
We did?
That's amazing. Yeah, we did. Didn't we have Didn't we?
I don't
or
think
was
so.
that off air?
I think it was off air. So the last time we wore white over the brown pants.
Oh no, it was off.
That was
It
off.
in commercial.
Sometimes we
was
forget.
23. Last season's the first season we did not wear white over brown
Okay.
at any point.
So we wore them in 2023. We wore
And
white
22
over
and
brown.
21, 20.
Like once or just a little bit or all the
I know
time?
it's just listed as it was worn in the game.
I can't even picture them. Do they have the white and orange stripe on them, or are they just all brown?
Yeah, it's the brown and orange stripe.
That's something. I don't even recall us in those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like it's been white over white or white over orange.
So last year we only wore, it was the fewest combos we've worn in a long time. We wore brown over white, brown over orange, the all white with the white helmet, white over white, and then white over orange. Last year we never wore a brown pant,
Yeah.
but we'd worn brown pants every year prior.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. The moral of the story here is once you get past number 4,
Yeah.
and even, I mean, interior offensive line is number 3, but I think you had it 2, I had it 3, whatever. It's an injury. I mean, it's an aging room. It's an aging room, and you need some of those young guys to have big camps. Is probably the easiest way to kind of break all of that down. All right, there you go. We'll go around the sports world coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Fun to your fandom with the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. I want to run something by you guys. So I think I told you guys, this is a couple of years ago, when I was on the phone trying to purchase something, and I didn't have a credit card, and I asked my wife if she had hers, and then she said, I don't, but I know the number. And I went, come again? And then she rattled off the number, like every digit, expiration date, code, all of the numbers by memory, like the way you would do like in college, like you have to know your social security number.
Yeah.
Okay, so she knew the credit card number like that, and I went, "Oh my God, this is diabolical that she has this memorized. This is a stunning thing." So, in that same vein, we're driving back on the turnpike through Pennsylvania, and I drive pretty much always. But she's like, "Let me drive last hour. Like it's fine. I'll give you a break." And I'm like, "Okay, it's been a long 72 hours. Fine, you can drive." She doesn't drive with the cruise. And I said, what do you got going on over there? You're all over the place. You're 79, 72. What are we doing? I said, just set it at 75, 77, whatever. Just set the cruise. She don't like to. Said, what do you mean you don't like to? I said,
Kayla.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't like to? Like, this will keep you at a speed where you can make some hay, and you're not going to get pulled. You're never going to get
pulled over.
Heavy foot. You're not going to make people wait behind you. Like,
This
is a better experience.
Yep.
I promise you.
Totally.
And I tried to set it, and she's like, don't. And I'm like, I was blown away. I go, do you always drive this way? Like, because 99% of the time when we go somewhere, I drive. So I've never witnessed her driving that much.
See, it's funny. I'm like LD. I'm like in the passenger seat. Don't have an identity in the passenger seat. Miss Kate loves to drive, which is great. It's great for me, especially if from dinner. Fantastic.
Lovely.
But on the freeway, and we both have cars that will drive you.
That's right.
Let alone the cruise control. But she in her own car, no cruise control. Like if I go on a long drive, I'm always in cruise control.
Of course, I'm never out of it.
Never
unless
out
I'm
of
getting
it.
on or off the freeway.
Right. Unless you have to
Or
step
you're
on
going
the
through the
brake
state of Indiana with two
Well,
lanes
right.
and
Deal
you
with it.
don't
Fine,
have the
fine.
option to.
But if I have the option, I'm the same speed always.
Yeah. I'm pretty much locked in. I'm a little more ambitious than you.
You haven't been burnt like me, I think. You're still fresh. You haven't been burnt
I'm not.
as much.
I'm not 8, 9. They're not. You're not getting pulled over 8, 9. No way.
I did.
I
got
think
pulled
that's
over
old.
for a 6.
That's outrageous.
It was outrageous, but I got a 6 over
a
outside of
quota.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah, that's a quota.
But then you had to meet, in order to fight it, I had to meet at their courthouse at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. Well, I'm not doing that. It's
not
just,
working out
here's your
well.
money.
Yeah.
It's the way that works.
But to me, like
I just
that's-
had never seen anything. I just was like, how are we not?
So I got annoyed when I went up to Niagara
Yeah.
for my golf weekend.
Yeah.
I had a car. I just rented something to get me there and back.
Yeah.
Something simple. I was like, great. I don't want to put the miles on my car. And I had a deal, got it done. I'm driving with the cruise on, and all of a sudden I look down because I'm like, why am I decelerating? The car just randomly decelerates now if you hit a hill or like some of the new cruise controls.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
I asked, I go, hey, the cruise control wasn't working. They're like, so, like, were you going through a hilly part? And I was like, well, I was driving up into New York. And,
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like the cruise will turn itself off. I go,
That's not cruise then. You cease being cruise. That's
I'm
the whole
dying
point.
here.
Yeah, it's dying in there. That's the whole point of cruise.
That's what I go, what? I go,
me
every
this
5
speed.
minutes it was decelerating, and I had to reset the cruise. I go, I've never heard of this.
Wild.
That is wild.
Sometimes mine will do it if it sees like an exit ramp sign, then it'll come down. If it mistakenly thinks that's one of the speed signs, but yeah, diabolical play out of her. Never seen anything like it. A couple things around the sports world. 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings entering the final year of his deal, wants a new contract or a trade.
Yeah.
None of this is a thing until I start missing games.
Zagura, what's
My dad's furious.
I was just going to
Why?
say,
Because-
because Jerry Rice is saying they're not as good as they have been.
Saying who's not as good as they
The
have.
Niners. He goes, I think the Niners had too many changes.
Yeah, so where's my dad? Here he is. He said, not good. He's their best receiver. Ayuk contract was insanely dumb. Ayuk is a jerk and Jennings is not. Lynch had him traded to the Steelers till Kyle ran up to Lynch's office pleading for him to be signed a year ago. Bad move. Ayuk is a diva with one productive season. I said, why do the Niners have so much drama? He said, drama, and they often handle it poorly. My dad's not happy. Now, Brandon Ayuk's season that he had was statistically one of the great seasons in terms of efficiency, all of that. I think there were a lot of people that very much would want Brandon Ayuk on their team. He got hurt last year, so it's kind of hard to say, but my dad is very much he draws a line in the sand type of those are his takes, as you know. Not a lot of gray area, but Jennings is only making, I think, like $7.5 million. He should be making more than that. I mean, he's better than that. So we'll see how it works out. Niners just don't have a lot of money. They have a lot of big contracts.
So some pretty interesting news.
I wonder if you have the same thing that I have.
Yeah, this is a thing. So this is reporting out of College Station, Texas. So this is maybe you and I are looking at different. Are we looking at different things or the same?
We're looking at different things.
Okay, so I look forward to what you have because this is what I have. So Shamar Stewart was the first-round pick of the Bengals. So the 24/7 reporter at Texas A&M has reported that Stewart is at A&M. He's involved in workouts, and a source of his in College Station says, hey, Shamar might end up back here. And guess what? He can.
Yep.
He can. There's no rule saying that he's got eligibility. There is no longer anything for taking money. That's all above board now. If this happens, if this kid goes back to A&M, and this is a first-round pick of the Cincinnati Bengals, to me, the NFL will have no choice but to get involved in what is going on in college football at the moment. And it's a mess, and they don't want to dip their toe in it, but this would be a massive deal if a first-round pick could leverage an NFL team with his college team and a return to play.
Yes.
That's a
they do
massive
that in
deal.
baseball, don't they?
They do it in baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it in baseball. Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
No, no one's ever tried this,
Correct.
and it's never been legal because you couldn't ever, once you make money, you couldn't go back to being an amateur. But they're making money. So there's nothing. He has eligibility left. All he'd have to do is get academically eligible, which to me it feels like they can do quite easily these days, and he'd be good to go. So he could use A&M as leverage against the Bengals.
It really is wild. It really is. The
If
Bengals'
that's
handling of a
crazy.
couple of things is hard to get your head around.
That is a wild precedent.
It is a very wild precedent.
And I feel like that guy is hell-bent. I will go back to A&M.
Well,
I'm not using it as leverage. Like, it's in play for me to go back because I'm tired of
Dude,
dealing with you people.
He's already a millionaire. He's been compensated by A&M. He was a 5-star. He was paid to go there. He's been paid since he's been there. He hasn't signed with Cincinnati. And it's Cincinnati's trying to do something different with him that they've done with all their other picks. Like it's them and one other team that does this, that are trying to do this thing, making less of it guaranteed. That's what this is all about.
Yep. Well, and we have right now,
I mean, he's got real leverage here.
he's got real leverage. There's a crazy thing going on in the NFL around things like this. Now, the Bengals, what they're doing are, quite frankly, it's to their own detriment.
Yes.
They're not handling things right, and they're handling things in a way that is an anomaly to everybody else. And this is why I said long ago, they should take some of that private equity money. And then
They're the team to do it.
They're the team to do it. On the flip side of this is what happened in Houston that has now caused, right now, I believe it's 30 of the 32 second-round picks in this draft have not signed their contracts.
We got into this a little bit yesterday with the Judkins stuff.
33rd overall pick, Schlesinger signed his deal with the Browns in early May. The Texans selected wide receiver Jaden Higgins 1 pick later, signed his deal at the same time. Both signed fully guaranteed contracts, a first for second-round picks in the latest CBA. Because they signed those deals within weeks after the draft, they may have set a new standard that other players from round 2 are looking to capitalize on. Every single remaining second-round pick has not signed, and they're waiting for Nick Emanwari, the safety, who got drafted by Seattle, to see if he takes guaranteed money or not fully guaranteed, and then everybody else will fall in. But that's the way. That's where we're at now. It's Eamon Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson, Luther Burden, Tyler Shuck, Mason Taylor. I'm just going through some of the offensive players. Terrence Ferguson, Elijah Arroyo, Trey Harris, Jack Beck, R.J. Harvey. There are a lot of people here in the 30 of the 32 second-round picks have not signed because of that.
So there's a lot going on in that world.
So what the
right now,
Texans did was really more the shocker. The 33rd pick, sometimes that has happened where they get a fully guaranteed contract, but not pick 34. That's never happened, and now you're having a huge holdout of prime talent right there.
Now, what did you see?
Terry McLaurin's talking.
What do you have to say?
Very newsy presser. It was like a Hendrickson, 25-minute presser.
Yeah.
Hasn't heard from the Commanders on his contract in over a month. Frustrated, disappointed with where talks were when they broke off. Doesn't feel valued or appreciated. Has been in touch with many of his teammates. He has their support. Referenced market being set and wanting to be paid what he deserves. This is the key. Says he hasn't considered a trade yet, but wants to be valued and takes two parties to get a deal done. In other words, he'll probably be a pros pro and show up. But you're not getting the hometown discount going forward.
Right now, this year coming up, he is going to count $25 million against the cap. He is making $15.5 million in base, $5.6 million in a prorated signing bonus, $2.8 million in a roster bonus, $850,000. He's got a per game bonus of another $850,000. And he's got a workout bonus of $500,000, another bonus of $250,000, and a guaranteed salary of $2.8 million. My point is, he's making a ton of money this year. His wide receiver contract, in terms of the full contract value, was 16th amongst all wide receivers. And I would imagine this year, in terms of by position, he's got to be up there. He's got to be pretty good this year by position if he's at $25 million.
Yeah.
Let's see, total value. Let me see, fully guaranteed, average per year. Yeah, his average per year was 16th, and this year he's making more than that average per year. That's kind of like, no offense,
That's kind of like where he should be.
kind of where he is. And he's 30, and
God, is he really?
I think that, he obviously is wanting to get that one last big contract and get secured. But I'll be honest with you, if I'm the Commanders, I'm saying you're getting $25 million this year. Let's keep it going. He's coming off of 1,096 yards and a career-high 13 touchdowns. That's impressive. He has been 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons or more. Very good. This 13 is an anomaly. His previous 4 seasons combined were 18 touchdowns.
Well, and he also got great quarterback play, too.
We got Jane Daniels, for sure. I think he's being paid kind of around where he should be paid. Now, he wants a new deal. Totally respect that and get it. He was a second-team All-Pro last year. You would think if you're the Commanders, if he's in, what he's really saying to me is, look, I know where I'm at, all of that. If I was really in your plans for the future, you're extending me now.
You're a 30-year-old wide receiver, man. Like, that's just that's the real truth of it.
That's the real truth of it. And
Is
last
it just,
year,
if you're the commies, like,
my guess is if you're them, you're like, okay, was that 13 touchdowns, which feels like a bit of an anomaly? Was it an anomaly? Or can we count on that again? He hadn't had more than 5 touchdowns in a season since 2019. Steady as they come. He's never been below 900 yards in a season in his NFL career. Last year, incredibly efficient.
all right, so
He's a darn good player.
Finally had a quarterback to throw him the football.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. So, to me, like, at 25, if that's, I mean, he's right around there. So, like, if you just look at the guys that I assume, I mean, like, the guys making more than him, and it's just marginally. It's like DJ Moore, T. Higgins, and then you get into the Tyreek Hill, Brandon Ayuk, Amon St. Brown, A.J. Brown. Then you're Garrett Wilson, 32.5. That's top 5.
Right.
Like, he's paid probably where he should be. The only one that's making more than him that shouldn't is probably Ridley. But I mean, Pittman Jr. hasn't produced to that level, but they're younger players too.
Would you rather have T. Higgins or McLaurin?
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins. Yeah. I'd rather have Devonta Smith than McLaurin. Yeah. I mean, I think he's where he ought to be.
You'd probably rather have, honestly, right now, you'd probably rather have Jerry Jeudy at this point in their respective careers.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's right where he probably ought to be.
And he's getting a huge payday this year. Normally, this is where you would think they might let him go.
Yeah.
Because he's in the big balloon portion at the end of his contract. And they're not. To me, I just think it seems pretty good to me if you're Terry McLaurin. And I think that
you could probably just do another short one and keep him around that money, give him one more year of guarantees, and
for sure.
And then you're good.
For sure.
All right, second hour of the program coming up next. We continue with the quarter century team on the defense. We're picking linebackers. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. All right, second hour here on a Hoff Beef Tuesday edition. Wearing our Hoff Beef hats.
By the way, when I wear this one backwards because it's so see-through, it's just like it looks like I'm just bald.
If you put it down tight, I don't think it would. If you just pulled it. Yeah.
It's a forward one for me.
It's a forward. Yeah. It's a formidable lid. It's a damn fine lid.
It is.
Good job
great.
out of the Hoff and all the Hoff beef that he's slinging. All right, we are picking linebackers
Okay.
for the quarter century team. All right, where do we end up with 9 on the defensive front?
We did.
Where's my linebacker
I got it
list?
right.
You got it? You got it?
Oh, linebacker list.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have one in here. Here we go.
You got one?
Yep.
You
I
guys
got it.
should both have them. I promise.
So that's interesting.
Or maybe you
Again,
gave
that we
2
fell
to
victim
Dr.
to the
Z.
3-4-4-3 thing. Like Paul Kruger maybe should have been on the
He
defensive.
should have been our
ends.
DN, maybe.
Let me see. I think he had a. Did he get to 10?
Do you have
With
2
us?
linebacker lists over
Yeah.
there?
Paul Kruger had 11 sacks for us in 2014.
Paul Kruger should have been one of
So
our
Paul
DNs.
Kruger's going in on D end.
Yeah, pull out. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Gibby. You're pulling out a. You can pull out a Olivier Vernon, a Jabal Sheard.
It's probably Zadarius, honestly.
Or Zadarius.
It's probably Zadarius. I know I loved him,
Yeah,
but yeah, Paul Kruger. Paul Kruger probably starts 11 sacks.
opposite
season.
Miles.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right, so Kruger goes in there. He's
Paul
a DN.
Kruger's in. Yeah, that's it. That's one of the things you got to look for in the 3-4 era.
4-3.
4-3. The only other person on here who would fit that bill would be Willie McGee, but I don't think he was quite with the Browns what he was in New England.
That was like one of those end of the
Yeah.
road. Like
Yeah,
Romeo
yeah.
was here.
He was
like
35 years old. Yeah, when
yeah,
he came here.
so he
Yeah,
probably
no.
wasn't on that list. How
No.
many do we want in this room?
So we did 9 there.
So we are at 34 total at this
We
point.
get
then.
25 on this side.
Yeah.
We're at 9. So we're going to have, I mean, at least 5. Could be 6, but at least 5.
All right.
Some of these guys had sneaky good stats, or better stats
Well,
than one would think. That's why
that's-
their names are on here.
There's a lot of tackle accumulation that happens when you're a bad football team. and
When you're making
people
tackles
run
12 yards
football
down
at
the
you
field.
in the second half. All right.
The most dynamic one of the most dynamic one on this list in my time here is JOK.
JOK is automatic. He's the
And
first.
he's
number 1.
So to me, that's, God willing, we can see him do it again. But the way he played the position was so much fun to watch. And he was quite honestly robbed of being in Pro Bowl All-Pro conversations.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, he was always very good at the PFF and, like, for whatever reason, didn't
He
translate.
wasn't listed. Remember the one year
Yeah, it
he
was
should
crazy.
have made the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
And we were like,
crazy.
Wait, why is he not?
Yeah. So, I mean, he's the most fun I've had watching somebody play linebacker
Yep.
is him.
All right. Number 2, and he kind of had a JOK-like season, automatic bid is Jameer Miller.
Yeah. Out of UCLA, I believe, right?
Jameer Miller, former pick of the Cardinals in the first round out of UCLA from El Cerrito. In 2001, Gibbe, maybe you'll be able to give us shed some light on this because I don't know the answer to this. So in 2001, Jameer Miller has a career-high 13 sacks, 14 passes defensed, 4 forced fumbles, 22 tackles for loss, and 101 tackles. He is a Pro Bowler. He is a first-team All-Pro, and he is 4th in the Defensive Player of the Year voting, and he never plays again. I know he got hurt going into 2002, was on IR, and then he was released and never played again. That was his last season of his career.
Really?
Yeah.
It's out of my depth. I don't have
I don't
have any
know.
idea what that's about.
I know he got hurt in 22 because he was placed on in August 12th of 2002. He was placed on IR, so he must have gotten hurt in preseason or train camp. And then in February of 2003, he was released, and that was the end of his football
So on August 10th, 2002, in a preseason game against Minnesota,
career. ACL,
Miller ruptured his right Achilles.
Achilles.
Attempted
Yep.
to rehab the injury and return the following year, but a middling April 2003 workout by his admission and advice from his doctors convinced him to retire on May 16th.
So he retired. His last year was first team All-Pro, fourth in Defensive Player of the Year voting. So he was
That's another. So that all of this is happening at the same time. So he's having all pro season. You've drafted Gerard Warren, Courtney Brown, Couch. Like all of this stuff is happening.
Yep.
You're just going, what the hell, man?
By the way, it's kind of a what the hell. Jameer Miller has a season with 100 tackles, 20 tackles for loss. Sacks is that elite. Like, JOK was just voted as the sixth best linebacker in football and didn't play half the season last year.
Right.
And then he doesn't play again.
Yeah.
And you certainly hope that does not happen with JOK. But I
Yeah,
think,
and to be fair, Miller had 3 decent years. I mean, I know
Yeah,
he
he
had
had
the All-Pro
mul-
year, but
yeah.
he had 4.5 sacks and 118 tackles.
No
He's a
doubt.
stud.
5
Stud.
sacks and 85.
But like, when does the Achilles injury happen? How old is he?
He was I just had it here. He was 20. It was going into his 29-year-old season.
Okay, so he was still in his Miles' age, right? Miles is
still in
that
his
age
prime.
now. Like he's still in his prime. Like
Yeah.
that's a brutal one. Yeah, he's definitely on it.
All right, DeQuell Jackson's got to be on it.
DeQuell Jackson is definitely on it.
yes.
You know, multiple 150 tackle seasons, led the league in tackles, yada yada yada, all of that.
The only Pro Bowl he makes though is the year after he's done
Yep.
here. He goes to Indy and does it. But yeah, he was the tackle machine.
I don't know if we're going to get any more Pro Bowlers from a Brown standpoint.
Joe Show.
Kirko?
So what's crazy is he only played one season here, Demario Davis, and then he leaves here, goes to New Orleans, and is 5 straight years in a row. He's first or second team All-Pro.
Demario Davis is
Yeah.
a wild one. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
We
Joe
had him
Schobert
for a
made a Pro
coach's
Bowl.
show. We were at I can't even remember the name of the bar, but he came out and we were like, all right, it's DeMario. Let's see what this is all about. And
Such a good dude.
it was like the interview blew us away. We're like, okay,
With
we
DeMario?
missed the boat
Yeah.
on this guy. Oh, yeah.
We traded him, I want to say, 1-for-1 for Calvin Pryor.
Oh,
And then
God.
Calvin Pryor got in a fight with Ricardo Lewis in practice, and they got rid of him.
And then they cut him. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe Schobert's definitely
Joe
here.
Schobert's on here, man.
Yeah, Pro
he's
Bowler,
a Pro
led the league
Bowler.
in tackles.
I'm going to tell you something else. Joe Schobert, anything this organization asked of him on or off the field, the
Yep.
answer was yes.
Yep.
Correct.
He was at every single time that we broadcast from UH. Every time.
Every time.
Every time he was there.
Food
he was
bank.
there when we weren't. Food bank, he was there. Any sort of anything in terms of the charitable good of the organization, he's there. He was the consummate Cleveland Brown
Yep.
in his time. So, yeah, Joe Schobert, for sure. Plus, he made a Pro Bowl.
Absolutely.
So you got Jameer, DeQuell, Joe the Show, JOK. Then Demario Davis is in the mix. Kirko's probably in the mix. I know you guys loved him.
in
He's
the
a little
mix.
before my
Loved
time.
Kirko. Dansby would be in the mix.
And
Dansby
his-
was late. In
what
his
was his
career.
product?
Couple years late.
Oh man,
What
he had
was-
that food guru guy, and then he had those. I mean, Dansby when he was here averaged over 100 tackles in his 2 seasons. He had 3 picks one year, 2 return for a touchdown. He had 2 pick sixes. Man,
This was the Andre Davis. That'd be a Gibby one. You'd have to lean on you on that one.
Good
He was
player.
there a long time.
Good player.
really good player. Here a long time. He had 149 tackles, 138 tackles one year as well. My guess is just
Carlos Dansby's product,
yeah,
Montez Renault.
Montez Renault. That's right.
There you go.
Men's product line.
Kirko had 2 really good seasons, 148 and 138 tackles. Had 6 sacks over those 2 years.
Taki's numbers just weren't.
No, Kirko is just such a good dude that I would almost put him on just for being such a great dude. Jamie Collins probably had the best season of anybody.
He had the one great
in a
season here, yeah.
Yeah, his last season here, actually, in 2018, Jamie Collins, 16 games, had 104 tackles, 4 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, 7 quarterback hits, 4 passes defense, a forced fumble, an interception, a fumble recovery. I'm just going to say Kirko just because we like to
Let's just go Kirko then.
Yeah.
So he's the fifth.
Look, Kirko like Schobert. Like when someone had to talk to the media when you
He
weren't
did it.
winning games,
Yeah.
stood up there and faced the firing squad every week.
So we've got JOK, Joe the Show, Kirko, DeQuell Jackson, and Jameer Miller. Those 5.
Yep.
JOK, Joe the Show, Kirko, DeQuell, and Jameer Miller. That's good. In the off beef, he loves it. That's great.
Yes.
There you go. All right, there are your linebackers. So we got 5 of them. So that leaves us with 39 with safeties and corners on the defensive side to come. So there will be 11 that come out of that mix. We'll go a little bit around the sports world, have a little fun about a little bit of a golf conversation around the Open Championship as well. It's coming
Can't
up
wait.
next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Browns fans.
Serious lawyers, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO for a free case review. Elk & Oak's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Open Championship from Northern Ireland begins on Thursday. Do we have the audio of this, the Scheffler audio?
I do, and
Oh,
the
man,
video,
it's
my
so
friend.
good.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
I think it's kind of funny. I think, I think I said something after the Byron this year about, like, it feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? You know, life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because it's literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. You know, to get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, you know, places of your heart. You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And, you know, I really do believe that, because, you know, what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point. You know, because I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but am I not? It's just one of those deals. You know, I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life. But does it fill the deepest, you know, wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not. I mean, I love playing golf. I love being able to compete. I love living out my dreams. I love being a father. I love being able to take care of my son. I love being able to provide for my family out here playing golf. And, you know, every day when I wake up early to go put in the work, you know, my wife thanks me for going out and working so hard. And when I get home, I try and thank her every day for taking care of our son. It's just, you know, that's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. You know, I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life, or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, you know, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living. You know, this is not the be-all, end-all. This is not the most important thing in my life. And that's why I wrestle with, why is this so important to me? Because, you know, I would much rather be a great father than I would be a great golfer. You know, that at the end of the day, that's what's more important to me.
But I think that's why I asked the question the way I did. What is losing like for you? Is that
It sucks. I hate it. I really do. You know,
but that's part of the competition.
that is, and I think that's why we try to work so hard to not lose. But golf's a game where you just lose a lot more often than you win. I mean, that's just a simple part of it. You know, in basketball or football, when there's only 2 guys out there, you can win a lot more than you lose. But I think I was looking at stats. It was one of the best tennis players. It might have been Federer or Djokovic or somebody. They only won like 48% of their points or something like that. I mean, playing professional sports is a really weird thing to do. Like, it really is, just because we put in so much effort. We work so hard for something that's so fleeting. I mean, it really is. Like, the feeling of winning just doesn't last that long. You know, when I sit back at the end of the year and, you know, I kind of try to reflect on things, like having that sense of accomplishment from winning the Masters tournament, from winning the PGA Championship, I have a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for it. But it's just hard to explain how it just doesn't satisfy, is how I would describe it. It's an unsatisfying venture. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, this is not the place to look for your satisfaction. This is something that's where you can have a great appreciation for, and a great amount of thankfulness for being able to do this. And it's, I mean, like I said, it's literally one of the most fun things that I can do in my entire life. I love being able to come out here and play golf and compete. But
All right, so the first thing that jumps out to me about that is that you rarely see a professional athlete that candid.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's really sad that he feels that way, that he hasn't that the joy doesn't last longer than a couple of minutes after winning it. If that's the real truth, that in fact, like, there's euphoric after winning it, and then within 5 minutes it's done. I don't know if I believe that entirely. I'm guessing the days that follow are pretty cool. But I also think that when you talk to the people who are the very best at anything they do, and because of what we do, we're lucky to talk about those people from time to time. The ones that truly maintain it over years, days, weeks, months, years, sometimes decades, are the ones who take the joy in the process. It's the people who, it's the Nick Saban, as soon as you win the national championship, you're on the phone recruiting for the next one. It's the Tiger Woods winning a major and then out on the range after. The Jordan, the Kobe, those people, I think, like the process and find that as appealing as the winning. And I don't know that Scotty doesn't feel that way, because it was pretty meandering, some of that. But those are the two things I took from that.
I also think that there are, in many cases, with the greatest of the greats, yes, there's a joy in the process, but the winning is expected. There's no celebration in the winning. You enjoy it, of course, but it's expected. Now, I think Michael Jordan, you would say, when you see him like post NBA title, because they get more time off. That's the other thing. Part of the nature of golf is there's another tournament the next week.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on. But I think the winning is expected. I think it's the losing, the hatred of losing, the fear of losing, all of those things that drives them. They are the best, so they expect to win. So there isn't as much joy in winning as there is loathing in losing.
Yeah, I think that's fair,
so I
too.
think that's part of it. He also, and what we've come to know about Tiger on and off the course, like, there was some indulgence. He strikes me as a very, and I could be wrong, I don't know him personally at all, just the persona that he exudes is business, very much between the navigational beacons. Not a lot of, he's not like a joyous, emotional guy. He's just kind of like a methodical assassin.
Yeah.
He's just really good at golf.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like Jack had a joy to Arnold Palmer. They had like some joy in their winning. Tiger with the emotions, with all the fist bumps. Like, you don't see, he's not an emotional guy like those guys at all. So I think if you're like, to get to the high highs, you have to be somewhat emotional. Like Jordan, I think that's why his celebrations were so big, because he was emotional about it. And I also think with the NBA, it ends, and you talk about Larry Bird then going and shooting and whatever, but like, there's a significant amount of time that passes before you're in that kind of major competition again. Whereas in golf,
you're
now with the Open, and that's why I think he made the point about the FedEx Cup, is that's the next big thing, even though it's people talk about the majors. That's it, the 4 majors. So it's different. This is not the same at all, so I'm well aware of that. But it's kind of like in wrestling, and a lot of my friends who have made it to the very biggest levels, the Miz main evented and won at WrestleMania. Like, there's a Raw the next night, and then
I can't even imagine
starts
that.
all over again. Like
What did I just do?
So everything culminates
That's
in this
crazy.
one thing that ends at midnight on a Sunday. There's usually a party until a few hours into the morning, although now I think they're going to be doing this in Vegas every year, so it changes the timing of it a little bit. And then the next night, you're back on, and you're kicking off a whole new season, basically, of your storylines. So, like, yeah, you can savor it, and it's cool, but you're right on to the next. And I think that that's part of it with golf, is that you are right on the next. And golf at that level is such a mental grind that I think, for some people, the people that we would say who really like enjoy the game and have those highs, their games are like this.
Yeah.
He wants to be like that. And Tiger was like this. Tiger, it turns out, lived a little bit more wildly off the course than we had any idea, obviously.
I was just going to say, like, from your analogy of Tiger professionally between the beacons, his personal life was consistently outside of the beacons, ramming into beacons. Like,
but not known until
until it was really known. And then it was, it's kind of been that way
sense. Yeah.
Really, very turbulent off the field.
And in a weird way, over the passing of time, that humanized him and made him like more
touchable,
more touchable, certainly more human.
I also think that I've heard Rory. Rory's had a really rough summer since winning the Masters. It's been really rough, like all of it. The pressers, the behavior, all of it. It's just, no one would have thought that he would have had. I did not think when he won that. I thought it would be a release and it would be okay. Now I can go. And he kind of went the other way. He really started lashing out at a lot of people. You saw this at various tournaments, the way he did handle things with the media, so forth, so on. And I do think that their generation, and Scotty's obviously a little younger than Rory, but in the ballpark, their generation that grew up formative years with social media, with phones, but not to the point like our kids who that's all they know is that. All our kids know is social media, phones, YouTube, everything on demand. There's probably in their head a memory of not social media, not phones, not on demand. They're old enough that they probably remember that. And so they had to like get used to what social media was in real time. And I don't know what it was like for you when you first got it, but I was in the media business when I first got it. And our news directors were like, you need to post everything. You need to interact with everybody because that's what it was about. Nobody had a clue. And they would tell us to do that.
Yep.
You got to read your mentions. You got to respond to the people that do this. And then I was in daily radio at the time. This is 15 years ago. And I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to read all of this stuff. Like, this is brutal.
Yep.
But that's what they told us to do. And so it took a while for me to break that habit of like, I don't need to read everything that's written about me or said about me on a platform. And then you start saying, okay, well, fine. But they kind of did both. And I think you can see the damage in it. I think that you see that
Absolutely.
we see it daily with professional athletes Durant's probably the best example of it, a guy who is so likable, so beloved, and the choices that he's made in his career, it's crazy to think that what's become of his career, and he's still an all-time great, best scorer I've ever seen. But like the impact that it had on him, we see it with our guys.
Yep.
Where sometimes athletes confuse social media with actual media.
Totally.
Like they can't tell the difference.
Totally.
And I that's another just theory I have on this. I think it just all weighs, and I think maybe that's where you get that answer from Scotty. Maybe that's part of it too.
I'm sure it is, and there's a scrutiny to every swing and to every shot and all of that is totally different now. There is and some people embrace it. Bryson DeChambeau, even though he's on LIV, has embraced kind of the social media thing and made himself kind of a beloved figure in the sport after being kind of for a long time the pariah in the sport.
That's probably the best example of someone who flipped it.
Yeah, and did it by social media, by seeming like
my kids
a cool,
love him.
fun guy. Because
Now, if you would have told me that 5 years ago,
no chance.
It was Team Koepka all the way.
oh yeah,
yeah.
And you're just
He
making
was such
fun
a
of
crud.
DeChambeau.
Yep.
Yeah, such a crud,
Yep.
and he flipped it. So yeah, it's really illuminating though.
So, by the way, tee times are out for the Open Championship.
All right.
Some of the notables, you're either going really early in the morning or you're going morning from
All right.
our standpoint. Thursday morning at 5 a.m., you can watch Xander, Spawn, and Rahm together.
Real quick, just let me hop in. 2 minutes ago, the Jets and Sauce Gardner agreed to terms on a massive 4-year, $120 million extension, making him the NFL's highest-paid cornerback, $30.1 million per year, sources tell The Insider. So they got him and Garrett Wilson.
So I was going to – okay,
Proceed.
so let's just go to Wilson, and I'll
Okay.
come back to your tee times.
So this is these guys are in the same draft, or were they one draft apart?
They were apart.
Sauce first, and then Garrett.
Garrett was done after his third year.
Yeah, and this is after 4.
Let me confirm
For
that.
Sauce.
Because there was 1 year, though, where they did have 3 first-round picks. They got that pass rusher. Sauce was the 4th pick in the 2022 draft, so maybe they were in the same
So
draft.
same draft. They got Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner in the same draft.
Yeah, and he went 10th. And then they had the pick Johnson, I want to say is his name. Yeah, Jermaine Johnson was 26. So, yeah, they had 3, same draft. So they got Sauce Gardner 4th, Garrett Wilson 10th. Garrett Wilson drafted, believe it or not, now their career numbers are actually pretty similar, was drafted after Drake London in that draft, who went first to the Atlanta Falcons. Both of them over 3,000 yards receiving.
Garrett Wilson doing that with that quarterback
Situation
poo-poo
as
platter
well.
is pretty remarkable. Really smart of the Jets to get ahead of both of these
Yep.
and not have to deal with the stuff that they dealt with Jamar Chase. Like, just get ahead of it, pay
Same
him.
structure and length as Garrett Wilson's
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
So,
same. 4 years, 120,
Yeah.
30 per year.
By the way, Drake London's also dealt with a quarterback platter.
Yeah, he has.
So is your tight end there that you were super high
Who,
on.
Pitts?
Yeah, Pitts,
I don't
that
know,
did not
feels like
work.
it's- It feels like the ship
Woof.
is, unfortunately, feels like it's sailed.
Really smart, though, from them.
And we can save this for tomorrow. Are you watching Quarterbacks season 2?
I have not started it yet.
Oh, dude. It's
Really good?
Great.
Okay. I've heard
Joe
that from a lot of people.
Burrow is interesting, little quirky, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
but just couldn't be cooler or a nicer guy or everything you could want. Goff is awesome. Goff's
Yeah.
everything that I thought he would be when I
You were
wanted
big
him,
on him, yeah.
so badly back here in that draft. I want to say 2016.
I think you have that right, yeah.
He's great. Like, great. He's
Yep.
so great. And then Kirk Cousins is unbelievable. Now, I haven't got the part where, like, right now things are going well for him.
Mm-hmm.
Such a normal guy.
Yeah.
Such a great
We saw
dude.
that in
All
Minnesota.
three of them are great. Goff's wife is great. They have, like, a great dynamic. And Cousins' family is great. It's they picked 3 really good, very likable people. Now I'm going to be curious to see what happens with Cousins and Penix, because I'm sure he's going to be obviously perturbed by that. But, like, he just ripped off. It was the Thursday night game against Tampa, where he throws for like 519 yards as a walk-off touchdown in
Yep.
OT to Kadarius Hodge, and was setting records. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty wild. And it's pretty wild to go watching back the games that Cincinnati lost to not be in the playoffs, starting obviously with
The
week
first
1
month
to New
is-
England.
Yeah, it's crazy. what
They
their
lost
first
by a
month-
play to Kansas City, and Kansas City lost by a play to Baltimore. Should have won that Baltimore game.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And no, if they win one of them, they get in, and then who knows?
He's good. And
Yeah.
him and Jamar. There's a lot of him and Jamar.
I had
and
a-
Jamar's family, and
Yeah.
it's really good. Like, it's
Yeah, I got to get into it. I hadn't started it yet. It's funny.
Luke is deep into it. When we bottles, I throw it on.
That's nice. That's where it's good. That's good. One of the moms came up to me about it, and in the cross trip this weekend, she's like, "Are you watching?" I said, "I haven't got a chance yet." And she was all over it and was asking me all these questions about it. And I said, "I covered Joe in high school, like at Athens, Plains High School. Like, we covered him." And she said, "Well, oh my gosh, was it?" And I'm like, "There wasn't anybody on the planet who thought that kid would be this
Well, he thought, and they talked about this. His dad was the coach
defensive coordinator
at
I believe
at Ohio.
at Ohio. Yeah.
Yep.
His dad played at Nebraska.
He thought he was going to play basketball. Like, out of high school, he thought he was going to go play basketball.
Like, while he was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he thought he was going to be a college and then hopefully a pro basketball player.
Yeah, he was never
It was not
no
football at that time.
Yeah, he was always a very good football player. He put up a lot of stats. His senior year, he was incredible.
Yep.
But I think the only major offers he had were Nebraska and Ohio State. And Ohio State, Herman called Urban, Tom Herman, who's the offensive coordinator at the time, called Urban and said, "I think I'm standing next to your next Alex Smith." And Urban's like, and they said who he was, and he said, "Well, if you think that, take him."
Yeah.
And they took him, but they already had Dwayne Haskins there, and then Burrow got hurt. He got hurt during that season, and then Haskins played really good in relief of J.T. Barrett in the Michigan game, and Joe couldn't ever get back ahead of him because Urban had it. They loved him, but he had it in his head what Haskins, by the way, threw for 50 touchdowns. His 1 year as a starter, he was incredible.
Yeah.
But then Burrow's only 2 choices for transfer because Nebraska didn't want him. Nebraska said no. So it was between Cincinnati and LSU.
That's so
And
wild.
Luke Fickell was at Cincinnati, and so he had that intellectual, he knew that part of it. LSU was a total gamble. Total. And they had never developed a quarterback ever. And he
No.
went down there. It was the biggest, lay it all out on the table play bet you could ever make. Highest ceiling, lowest floor ever.
Did people know at the time what, like, Jefferson and
No.
Chase and
No, because LSU had always done that, but they never had quarterbacks.
that Odell and Landry with Mettenberger?
I mean, they never had quarterbacks.
Yeah, right. That's
And
what kept him from.
And Burrow saw it. Like, he saw it, and he really wasn't great his first year until the last month, and then his senior year he went bonkers. But it was it's a crazy story. But nobody who was around him in high school, or even people around him early on at Ohio State, would have been like, oh yeah, he's going to be.
I think that's interesting. One of the things, as I talked about, that they touch on it is him and Chase and what great friends they are and were in college and how close their families are and all of that stuff. That they did play together in college.
It's crazy.
That is like
That they've been playing together for now like 6 years.
And it was funny. In one of the practices, he's talking about one route and how he wants them to run it. And he says, "Remember what Jets did?" Talking about Justin Jefferson, the way he ran this route against somebody in the SEC. He's like, "That's how I want you to do it." And Trey's like, "Oh yeah, okay, all right."
Yeah,
And I'm like, "Oh, that's
Isn't that
nuts."
crazy to have that much history to all of it.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
We'll get the times when we come back.
You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. You have some Open Championship tee times for us?
I do. I mentioned it 5 a.m. and 9:50 a.m. on Friday. Xander Schauffele, Spawn, and Rahm. 5:09 a.m. on Thursday. Shane Lowry, Morikawa, and Scheffler. 10 a.m. Thursday. Spieth, Ludwig Auberg, and Victor Hovland. Victor, get the putter going there, buddy. 10:10 a.m. Rory, Justin Thomas, Tommy Fleetwood. So
Feels like
Fleetwood.
those guys play together a lot. Feels
Yeah.
like Thomas and McIlroy play together a lot.
Yep.
There's got to be another 2 pairings right around there then, because they usually do them in groups of 3.
They've got all of them here. I'm just looking for some of the bigger names.
There's got to be one right around the Rory JT. There's got to be one either sandwich that or another one. They usually do it like 3
2
great
minutes, 2
groups
minutes.
consecutively.
So let's see.
Where's like DeChambeau?
9:59 is Spieth. McIlroy's at 10:10.
There you go. So then who's at 10, like 24?
Harris, English, Nick Taylor, and Tony Finau.
Oh, that ain't it.
Where you be now?
Where you
That's
be?
you can't say it without, can you? And then there's got to be one.
Adam
okay,
Scott
so
and Ricky Fowler at 7:09.
where's DeChambeau?
That's what I'm looking for right now. Stand by.
And like Koepka, where are those guys at?
God, you're getting early. We're into the 3 a.m. hour.
Sheesh.
2:19 a.m. is Mickelson. 2:08 a.m. is Jason Day. I don't see our guys.
DeChambeau's definitely.
Where the heck?
1 minute. 1 minute.
We ran out of time for Matt Damon and Bryson DeChambeau. Hopefully, we'll have time. For
I
them
don't
tomorrow.
see him.
There he is. He's 9:48 a.m.
Perfect.
So that's what I said. He's right around Spieth. Yeah, you're always going to have those groupings. So it's Justin Rose, DeChambeau, and Robert McIntyre at 48. So that's where that comes from. There you go. All right, we are back tomorrow for more fun. The next level is coming up next. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.